ANC headphones with really good sound. Let's check them out. Oh, hey, Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out these. These are the OneOdio A30 ANC Bluetooth headphones, and they're pretty darn nice. Now, they fold up nice and small, so they're really easy to transport, but when you open them up, they actually do something I haven't seen before. They have little markings on the band that show you how big you've set it. Now, I'm not sure what the benefit is because I always extend it all the way, put them on, and then I just push it down a little bit as needed to get it to fit in just the right place. But I've seen that other people like that feature. Okay, that's great. Now, they feature 40mm neodymium drivers and Bluetooth 5.0. You can use them wired. I'll get back to that in a second. Now, Bluetooth 5.0 is the latest, and that gives you lower latency and a more stable connection, which is good. I didn't have any issues with lag or latency when I watch videos and use these to listen. That's important. And the ANC works with both wired and wireless modes because it has its own switch. In fact, here, quick tour. On the right-hand side, you have USB-C for charging, and you have ANC on and off. And then on the left side, you have volume up, volume down, a multi-function button, and a 3.5mm jack to use in wired mode. Now, what can you do with that multi-function button? I'm glad you asked. Here's a little cheat sheet that they supply. So you have to get your finger to look just right, and then you can see all the different things you can do. So a lot of functions. Honestly, for the most part, I have these on, and I control everything from the source device. You might do it differently. So the ANC is okay. In practice, it's pretty good, but it's only dropping you about 26 decibels. The best ANC I've experienced is up to 40 decibels drop, which is a lot of background noise to get rid of. These, however, are good enough that like background chatter and fans and refrigerators and all that sort of background hums and whirs and everything, they just vanish when you turn on the ANC. It's pretty nice, actually. So let me show you what else is in the box real quick. So you get the headphones, and in this little convenient Ziploc bag is the 3.5mm jack, so you can use them in wired mode even when the battery's completely dead. You can still use these, but you might not want to use Bluetooth, so you can use them wired with ANC, and that works just fine. The only observation I'll make on this is it's fairly short at just a couple of feet long, and then there's a USB-C to USB 3 charging cable. And there is an airplane adapter, although I haven't been on an airplane for a while that uses these double prong adapters, but if you have one, you can have it in your bag and you're good, because it also includes this little vinyl carrying pouch. I'm not sure how durable it would be, but it certainly is really nice in terms of travel. Obviously, you fold these up, you put them in the bag, and you have a very small package that you can just tote around that has some really nice sounding headphones. So let me get them out of the bag. And then the only other thing in here are a pretty nicely done little instruction booklet. Always helpful to have instructions. Believe it or not, it might be beneficial for you to read them occasionally. I know, I don't read them that often either, but theoretically I should, right? Okay, so that's what's in the box. These also have a built-in microphone, but that only works in Bluetooth mode. So if you're using them in that wired mode because you don't want to be using Bluetooth or because your battery's dead, then your mic's dead too. In practice, I found that if I have them like this and I'm using Bluetooth and I'm using the microphone for a phone call, then I sound pretty far away. It's a long distance for my voice to travel all the way back to these, so you will find that you'll have to speak up a little bit. But in my opinion, these sort of headphones are sort of for emergency phone calls or like asking something like Siri or Cortana to do something for you. So I don't anticipate ever being on long phone calls with this sort of device anyway. All right, now battery life. These have pretty solid battery life. It's a 500 milliamp hour battery in the headphones, And if you just use ANC because you just want to cut out some background noise, which I find really helpful, like at a Starbucks or a coffee shop or something, there's so much background noise you don't even realize it. And then you put on headphones and just turn on the active noise canceling, and it's just like, wow, it suddenly gets so much quieter. A really actually quite pleasant technological experience. ANC only, 45 hours of battery life on a full charge. That's pretty nice. If you don't want to use ANC and you just want to use Bluetooth for your headphones, that'll give you 25 hours. If you want to do both, which I'm going to guess you are going to do, is Bluetooth plus active noise canceling, you're going to get about 15 hours before you need to charge them again. So realistically, that's 2 or 3 days. That's not a huge problem. And they sound really good. I'll get back to that in just a second because, well, actually, there really isn't much else to talk about. So let's talk about the sound. Here's something I was really surprised by, was that turn off ANC and they sound okay. Little echoey, a little bit on a sort of resonant on the bass that I didn't like very much, a tiny bit muddy, but then I turned on ANC and much to my surprise, it cleaned up all of the issues with sound. With ANC on, these have a really nice sound, a really nice presence. There's a sort of immediacy about the music. I went and listened to some of the old George Benson catalog. Oh, so good and so beautifully recorded. It's really great auditioning music. And with ANC on, these did a great job with the whole frequency all the way from those low bass notes all the way up to the sweet edge of his voice when he's singing. Really a lot to like there. But I turned off ANC and it sounded like, suddenly we went down a whole step in audio quality. So if you're not going to use ANC, you might not be as satisfied with these headphones, but I promise if you get these and you put them on and you put on your favorite music, try ANC and not ANC and you'll be pretty startled by the difference. It is a noticeable difference and the ANC is definitely better. So that's an interesting characteristic. Now, design-wise, they're not going to win any awards for this. It's just a simple, straightforward design, black with the logo on the earpieces, and that's fine. Not everything has to be an eye-popping color or some super crazy flashing neon or anything. I'm always interested in the sound and the comfort, and they are entirely comfortable. They just are perfectly fine on your ears. They are pressing enough that they're helping with that acoustic insulation, but they're not pressing so much that you feel like your head's in a vice and someone's about to do that scene out of Game of Thrones that we don't even want to think about, right? So that's not going to happen. Sorry to even bring that image up, but the soundtrack's really good, and it would sound really good on these headphones. So the only thing left to talk about is the price, and they're really quite affordable. But before we get to the price, I'm going to ask, go ahead, click or tap on that subscribe button, and you can subscribe to my channel, and I really appreciate when you do that. I try to give you the straight scoop on stuff, so I'll say what's good and what's not so good, and that makes me kind of a rare commodity here on YouTube. So go ahead, give me a subscribe, and if you're so motivated, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate that feedback, or give me a comment and let me know what else could I have talked about, what else could I have shown that you would have appreciated. Cool. These are the OneOdio A30 ANC Bluetooth headphones, and they are $69.99 at Amazon.com. $69.99 for good ANC and really nice music reproduction. Nothing to complain about there. I think they're worth checking out. I think I need to get back to George, so I'll have to catch you in my next video.